I'm on it, I'm on it, I'm on the street
boy beats.
I'm on it,
Man, I told y'all niggas y'all ain't ready, man. We can't be stopped.
on the strip.
Storehouse in the tank.
My nigga. We back. Motherfucking shit. Alright, we back live, baby. We back live.
So Jay,
What's happening?
who are some of the people you work with in the industry so far?
Woo. Okay, let's get it cracking. Alright. My first time ever performing with a national comedian was the legend, the great T.K. Kirkland. It was at the Funny Bone. I got the feature for him, tore that boy down. So I worked with him. I worked with K-Dub out of Atlanta. Atlanta, hey, I know we got the same color lighter. That's my lighter pimple. That's still trap. Still trap player. I know we got the same one. Still trap player. I got a motherfucker. We got the same color lighter. I guarantee you. They both bigs. I noticed that earlier. Hey, that motherfucker.
I don't care where you at, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Take my lighter back from me.
Hey, mom, yeah, exactly. He grabbed my shit smooth in the motherfucker, didn't he? Smooth in the motherfucker. I'm like, hey, I'm a real smoker. I got a real addiction, bro. I need that.
You said, I know how much fluid I got in my shit.
I just bought this shit from the gas station before I came here. So yeah, we got T.K. Kirkland. We got K-Dub, Doodoo Brown out of Atlanta. Let's see, T.I., Skeet Carter, gotta give it up to my man Mark Gregory, one of my mentors, the nephew of the late great Dick Gregory. That's one of the people that really molded me and helped me take my career to the next level, as far as joke writing, performance, everything. Like, he giving me the game like it was given to him. So, you know, like in the NFL, they got coaching trees. Like, I come from the joke tree of one of the GOATs in comedy. You feel me? And Mark's a fucking beast. That's my guy. Just did a show with Howard Bell, Bodacious, who was D.L. Hughley's opener. I'm quite sure I forgot some people, but y'all asked me off the top, and this motherfucking tequila hitting.
Question.
Well, that's
What's
definitely
going down?
front with you.
I probably got an answer.
Have you ever outshined the headliner? And if you have, how uncomfortable was that?
I plead the fifth. Just know I get busy. Like, anytime.
Or if you feel you have, let's say, we ain't gonna say no name, but let's say you have, what feeling is over you? And how do people looking at you different?
The thing is, every time you touch the mic, it's just about getting busy. It doesn't matter who the headliner is. It doesn't matter when you go. Every time that it's your time to hit the stage, put on your best performance. That's what I do. Cause when it comes to comedy, being funny is the bare minimum. Being able to make people laugh. If you can't make people laugh, you shouldn't be doing comedy, period. Like, my goal every time I hit the stage is to have people, slapping the table, stomping their feet, throwing their head back, high-fiving, getting ready to piss themselves. You feel me? That's my goal every time I hit the stage. So whoever got to go after that, they got to bring that same energy. And then see the thing is, with a comedy show, sometimes it ain't even necessarily about outshining who's going after you. It's about raising the energy, because a lot of times it'll make it easier for the person that's going after you when you raise that energy. Because I remember I did a show one time and 10 people bombed before I went on stage. 10 fucking motherfuckers. It was at Scully's with the Cap City Comics. My man Neff Johnson, he was just up in here talking shit a little bit, but we'll talk about that later. But 10 people bombed, and I had to, bring the energy up, and that's hard. It's a whole lot better. Like, you want the person to go before you to kill.
You've done that in music then too.
Huh?
So that means you did music, so that had to happen too.
Yeah.
And go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all about, the thing is, when you're dope, it don't matter if somebody don't go before you. It's all about, like, oh, okay, all right, that's what you doing tonight? Okay,
Right.
nigga, here I come. I'm coming with it. You got me fucked up.
I heard stories like of other comedians, when they wake up and like you're the headliner, and they'll come in and kind of really blow you out the water. So then, once you do your show, you'll pull the man. Hey, I don't want him on my card.
Oh yeah, that happens. Oh yeah, that happens. It happens. When people get comfortable in what they doing and they status like that, and they sitting up just trying to get a paycheck. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, half of last year, nigga, I wasn't tapped in. I was just taking people money. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like right now, I'm tapped in. Like anybody that's fucking with me, like, and then like it even be like with my own people. I did a show in December, and I felt like my man Dick Dickerson and Neff Johnson got me. Now I got Neff back when we did the Funny Bone in January. Dick Dickerson, we doing Detroit April 22nd. I'm coming for that ass, nigga. You got me fucked up. But these my niggas though. But that's how it's supposed to be. Like we, you know what I'm saying? Iron sharpens iron. If we're not gonna push each other to the next level, then what the fuck is we doing this shit for?
I always compare comedy, because as a comedian, you the mic controller. Yep, you're an MC.
It's like boxing.
I think of it as like MCs and rapping in a way the same, because it's like the same thing. You gotta have your material, you gotta be fresh, you gotta be on point, you gotta be witty, you have to be a sharp tongue, you know what I mean? Like I compare it to me
Follow
a lot.
freestyle here or there.
Yeah, as rapping, have your own style. Niggas can tell if you copying, you know what I mean? The whole shit is like being a new rapper trying to cut his teeth, you know what I'm saying?
But the difference with rap is if you got a hot song, you can perform that hot song for 20 fucking years. Right. Look at the 614 Summer Jam that we got going on. You can perform a hot song for 20 years. Like with me, my family don't play that shit. If I don't write no new jokes, them niggas not coming. My Uncle Porter, that nigga tough on me. Like he already told me, like, hey, you got a show at the Funny Bone. You got some new jokes, nigga? I'm like, yes, Unc, I do.
But how long? What's the expiration date on the material?
Yeah,
like when you see dudes that's doing comedy shows on HBO or Netflix and things like that, you know they've been running that material on that whole tour or whatever. What's the
But see the difference once you get on TV. But see the difference is once you are national and you're moving around the country, your whole bag is at your disposal. Like everything in your tool belt is at your disposal. When you are constantly performing in your same city, you have, if you want your supporters to keep coming out, you gotta keep coming with new stuff. Right. Because after a while, they get to knowing your stuff. Now, granted, you know, Robin Harris, he's told the Bebe's Kids joke every week. And he was able to get away with that. Right. But he was in LA. We in Columbus, Ohio. Right. Where motherfuckers is like, hey, we not getting the same type of money they getting in LA. So if I'm gonna spend my hard-earned money on coming to see you, nigga, you got to keep giving me more and more and more.
And even there though, he gotta have some new shit so the Bebe Kids would sound like it create, because it became but I know what you're saying. It became more like something he would do. Like, yeah. You know, like when somebody got a slogan or saying, that was like his slogan, yeah. Doing the Bebe Kid shit. After he come out and do all that other shit. His material. But just to do the Bebe shit too.
You're going to have different stories.
He can do different shit, but he can run.
Let me say it real quick, but it's like, you know what I'm saying, if you do something televised, you know what I'm saying, you can't go out there and do that ever again. You know what I'm saying? Because we already know it and heard it. But if you're doing a concert and you're doing a 20 city, 50 city concert, you're gonna do those same jokes everywhere you go.
Yeah, every city you go to.
You'll ad lib here or there, but you're gonna use the same one. But next show, you better not say that shit again.
Steve Harvey had the dopest quote about material. He said that I told the same jokes for $50 a night until they paid me $100, $250, $2,500. All the way up into the Kings of Comedy where he got millions of dollars for it. It's all about repetition. But the thing is, you have to get out of your city to be able to keep getting the repetition. Because at the end of the day, like you asked me about joke writing before, at the end of the day, the crowd is going to write your jokes for you. The more you perform a set, and I get this for any comedian that's watching, anybody that's going to watch, period, always record yourself. Because the crowd is going to write your set for you. The crowd is going to tell you where you need to stop, where you need to stop, where you need to pause, where you need to, like with me, like I'll have a...
No, is that what you call that timing also?
That's what I was about to say. They're helping you learn.
It comes with timing. You don't get better at comedy by not doing comedy.
How important is timing when doing comedy?
It's as important as rapping. Okay. As rapping on the beat.
Like,
you don't want to be off beat. Like, because when you're doing comedy, it's a dance between you and the crowd.
See, what he's doing this right here. It's like, before, I think you're taking a word out of time, but when you say timing, right?
No, he ain't talking about.
No, listen. When you say timing, it's, you know what I'm saying, like there's a pause on it right here. But I'm talking about this right here. Let's say you doing your comedy thing right here. You know what I'm saying? Like I was explaining to him like when Kevin Hart
I'm
when
not
he was doing his
talking
shit,
about that.
it wasn't his time yet to come
But
out.
nigga, what you talking about?
No,
Nigga, what you saying?
That's not what you explained.
No, but you're saying
Right, he trying to show.
I was
Right,
saying one
right.
thing and you was assuming I was talking about your perfect timing. We
I
all know that.
I was telling you
That's why you was
your timing
smirking at
needs
me.
to be your timing needs to be right with the crowd.
No, but-
that's what I was telling
I know,
you initially.
But the thing is, with this comedy shit is, like, you gotta get your reps in.
Right.
Like, you have to get your reps in because, like, me now, when I go on stage with certain jokes, I know what's going to work. I know what I'm going to say. I already know, like, if I say something and the crowd reacts this way, I'm going to say this. If they act a different way for that, I'm going to say this,
Right.
that, and the third. You only get that from getting your time in.
Okay.
Like, that's why what open mics is important. Like,
Okay.
I can't like, anytime I got a show coming up, like, here, this past week, my son was out of town. He went home with his mama for spring break, so you know what I'm saying? It was macaroni time at the motherfucking crib. It was Africa. How's the way It was Africa at my crib for a week, so I didn't go to no mics. But the next couple weeks, up until the show that I do at the Funny Bone, I'm at mics the whole time. You have to get your reps in.
Okay.
You can't just walk off the street and do it. Like, you might do okay. Like, once again, the bare minimum for a comedian is making people laugh. If you can't make people laugh, then you shouldn't be doing it anyway. But the goal is to make people piss themselves.
Okay.
If you really, like, you want to get that money at this comedy shit, you got to make motherfuckers piss themselves every time you touch the stage. And the only way you're going to get that is by touching as many mics as you can possibly can. As many rooms as you can possibly can in that time period. Because the crowd is going to write the joke for you. Like, you can write a joke and think some shit is funny. But at the end of the day, are you going to know when to pause, let people laugh? Are you going to know, like, if somebody gets offended by it and they say something, do you got something for that?
Okay.
Because the thing is, your main goal is when you got that motherfucking mic in your hand, it is one show. You don't need no extra mic. So if you got a heckler in the crowd, you got to know if you say something and they get offended, you got to destroy their fucking ass and then get back into your shit.
Stay in your shit.
Yeah.
So that's what you see. Everything you just explained is like what I think of as being a rapper.
Yeah.
Cause I'm a rapper too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
And I take a lot of what I used to do to rap in the comedy. Took a little bit too much in the beginning, and I had to water it down because a lot of these comedians are not real niggas.
right.
I'm just gonna say they not real
It's like
niggas.
a bunch of rappers.
It's just like a bunch of rap, but it's more acceptable in rap than it is in comedy. Because motherfuckers will try to motherfuckers will try to blackball you in a second. Especially when you talented and you got a fan base, motherfuckers will try to blackball you in a second.
Like you ain't coming there stopping my shit.
Yeah. Or they see you, they see you coming.
Yeah, that's what I was explaining. Like what I was saying earlier. Like if you're funnier than the headliner, do you now got to be like, hold on, I can't be funnier than him because he could be that dude that blackballs me because I got to keep him down. You know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, the talent is always going to rise to the top. Especially, see, in rap, you can lean on the beat. You can lean on a bunch of real niggas behind you, holding you down, and
Creating
people,
a thought of a look of
but when it comes to this comedy shit, the funny is always going to outlast at the end of the day. The funny is always going to win at the end of the day. It's not like rap. You don't have a hard ass beat behind you. You don't have your niggas behind you. All you have is you and a microphone and the crowd.
And that's just
Do
like
you
when a
think-
nigga spitting acapella. You definitely gotta be nice.
Do you think that you are prepared? You know how every artist, period, has a time. You know what I'm saying? Which I was referring to. You know what I'm saying? Like I was explaining, like Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart for a long time, and he was down here. Then all of a sudden, Kevin Hart's time came, and that elevated him so fucking huge, further than Soul Plane. You didn't have that same energy for him in Soul Plane that you have. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When he started making fun of his
I'm
kids.
glad
So
somebody
that
is
means
here.
your time came.
I'm glad
You know what I'm saying?
you are
So when
here.
your
I got
time
another
comes,
question, but I'm
when
gonna
you're-
ask this.
when your time comes, you know what I'm saying? Like, how prepared of it? Because everybody got a point where, you know what I'm saying, if you do this show and you kill it, this gonna put you way
And I
the
wanna
fuck
stop
up
you
here. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
why.
Answer.
That's.
And then that'll
go ahead.
create-
Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna let
Go
him say what he's
That'll
saying,
create,
and I'm
like-
gonna stop you to add to what I'm thinking. For what
Okay,
I
let's
hear.
see what you think
I hear
first.
what he's saying. I hear what he's saying.
Right.
I want to hear what you want to add.
Okay, with him saying that, because he's saying Kevin Hart was Kevin Hart for this long, and then he got the timing when he came up, blah, blah, blah. In comedy, entertainment type situation, anything almost, Soul Plane, he had the same people, or some of the same people still working for him. Mm-hmm. So what are the things you do to create those moments? Because his time didn't come out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. His time came from what he be doing.
It was
and
the
the shit he had to do to get there.
That Shaquille O'Neal comedy thing. You know, that's where it came from. When he first started talking about his kids and how dumb his son was, and all, and he started making
He was
that-
already on though.
You
He
know
was
what I'm
already on and building.
No,
though.
we ain't talking about. I'm talking about his.
Y'all ready for my answer?
He's almost
Yeah,
a
I'm
billionaire.
ready.
He's
I'm
almost
ready.
a billionaire
Y'all
now.
ready-
with
y'all ready for my
several
answer?
Let him speak. Let him.
You just
give
cut
his
me
answer.
completely off, though.
I apologize.
I'm not. That's why I asked. Was you ready for my
Let's go
answer?
ahead and
Go
go
ahead.
ahead first.
No. Finish what you got to say, and I'm gonna give you the answer. I'm gonna give you the answer. Go
Done
ahead.
saying it.
Go ahead. Say what
Because
you got to
didn't have to
say.
make many points if you got 1 point. I just was taking the 1 point because the 1 point says it all. And I just want to add on to the point you was making to say, what do people do in the process to create the ladder?
If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Consistency is key. When your moment is just like Eminem said in the song that was the theme song for 8 Mile. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. Right. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
So,
And that's where I'm talking about. You don't get better at doing comedy by not doing comedy.
Right.
You can't do a show, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, and then not practice what you're doing in front of people.
right.
Like, it's not like the money's going to come, but you can't be all about the money and not wanting to put the works in and not going to open mics and not getting as much mic time as possible. They call it mic minutes per week. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to get your mic time in. Because if you don't, you're not getting your mic time in, and you're just like,
How long is that?
huh? You want to get as much mic time as possible during the week. You want to get it as much possible.
So your time isn't going to come without mic time.
Yeah, it's not going to come because when your opportunity comes, because the first time I opened up for a national, TK Kirkland, I was ready for it. I destroyed it, and then that, you know what I'm saying. And then you got to treat that shit like Michael Jordan used to treat basketball.
Right.
Like he always played the game. He always performed at a high level because he's like, you know what? And Kobe too. Like there might be somebody in the building that's never seen me play before, and that person that's never seen you play before, you want them to see you at your best because you never know what opportunity that might lead to. Like I did the TK Kirkland, and then the next opportunity I got, I opened up for Skeet Carter. It was Young Jock Scrappy, and T.I. came in and performed and did comedy, a part of the same show at the Aftermath before it became true. Because the people that was in the building seen me kill the TK Kirkland show. Like anytime somebody wants to see you when you do comedy, you need to be at your best at all times, and you're only going to be at your best at all times if you're putting the fucking work in.
And with you saying that, now you cleared that. So when those moments come, you gotta be knocking it out the park and being pretty good about your craft.
Every time.
Every time. You ain't gotta be the best.
No, you need to
Take
be the best.
pictures.
You need to be the best every time. You need
Take
to be,
pictures.
Huh?
Sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
You need to be.
You don't know who's looking.
You need to be the best every time you're doing your shit. See, the thing is, that's why open mics are so important. And we have such, like here in Columbus, we have such a strong open mic culture. You can go to an open mic every day of the fucking week. And you have to get your fucking time in. So when your moment comes and it's a big show, you're ready. Like I said, like me, like I get uncomfortable anytime it goes a couple days and I haven't touched the mic. I get uncomfortable because I feel like I'm losing my edge.
Right.
How long is the how long usually does it take like to do a show like in certain places, or is that agreed upon?
It depends on how much time you get. Like somebody books you as the headliner, you got anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. If somebody books you as a feature for the headliner, you got anywhere between 15 and 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And then you might only have anything other than that. You may have anywhere from 5 to 7. And then like if you want to get on TV, they're only going to give you 3 to 5 minutes. Like everything on Def Jam was 3 to 5 minutes. Yeah. And you got to get your point across and get your funny across in them 3 to 5 minutes. Yeah. ASAP. You ain't got time. Like I know, you know what I'm saying? People like, if you're starting off, like watching comedy specials is cool. But watching comedy specials is not going to get you ready for how the real game and what's really going on and the opportunities that you're going to get when you're at a lower level and trying to get to that higher level. Like people give Chris Rock so much flack about this new comedy special he put out. Do y'all realize that this nigga did an hour straight and did not take a drink of water and did it live?
Did not drink that bottle.
Most people's comedy specials are so edited and they only put the best part in there. Yeah. He did it live and did not take one drink of water for an hour.
I gotta watch that. I ain't watched it.
For an hour. Not to mention...
And it was funny.
Not to mention, his set that he did was for a different generation. We live in this world where we're so used to fake shit. Yeah. That when somebody says some real shit, people get offended. Or they don't know how to take it because we're so used to this, you know what I'm saying, meme comedy. This fast food comedy. And when somebody gives you soul food, people don't know how to ingest that.
Yeah. He knew that was going to happen with that outcome. He knew going live like had to kill the naysayers of anybody that could have anything to say. Being live is like, everybody check this out. Yeah. He touched a lot of people with that. Yeah. And then with that being said, also
it wasn't funny to me.
I mean that's your opinion.
I mean, we talked about it like way.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's your opinion. Chris Rock still created boundaries. With that being said, he was the first motherfucker to go live on Netflix.
Yes. Worldwide. And did that shit in Jada Pinkett's hometown.
You feel me?
Y'all talking about all this rap shit. That was some rap shit. He did his comedy special in her hometown where she was born.
And he's thought about that behind the scenes. Like, we're going to do this in that bitch's style.
Yeah. Like,
and then we're going to do... You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you think we want to be vendetta.
Everything you said had nothing to do with how not funny it was. I heard him funnier, way funnier than that.
But the thing is, comedy is subjective. Yeah. Like if you're saying things that's funny to everybody, you're not doing your job as a comedian. Yeah. Your job as a comedian. Patrice O'Neal said this. Like you brought up Roseanne Barr. You either need to, you should have half of the crowd laughing and half of the crowd like, oh my God, I can't believe this motherfucker said that shit.
And the fucked up thing about it all is comedians used to be the way out, man. You get to laugh about shit. You used to get to laugh about the good shit. Comedians now is like, niggas don't know how you can't almost write the material, and the material you write.
Because you're trying to please, you're trying to please everybody.
They've created what you call like a boundary.
Fast food comedy.
Fast food boundary. So
fast food comedy.
You put some bullshit on it, it's all good. But when you speak the real shit people want to talk about, people want to hear about the gay community and how you look at it. They did. Now it's like, I'm not even allowed to tell you how I look at gay motherfuckers.
They still want to hear it,
but they don't want you to talk about how you really feel about it. Like,
but it still could have
been walked past a transgender and some dude, and nobody ever said that.
There was some fun. There was definitely some funny in that Chris Rock.
Whatever his topic was, a younger Chris Rock would have just said it completely different, and I would have laughed. You know what I'm saying? It was like,
but also
it was very mature of him, though.
It was mature, and then you don't realize like how long it actually takes to put a comedy special together. A year, it was really rushed.
Yeah. And
it was live. Like a lot of these comedy specials you see, they're so fucking edited.
Even Richard Pryor, if you think about Richard Pryor and the Sunset Strip, they shot that like 3 shows. Was it 2 or 3 shows?
Yeah.
The first one bombed, and then they had him to do the shit again, and then they edited it.
Or even where who was the nigga that was on? Who was the white dude that was on Full House?
He's one of my favorites though.
Fuck, he was in.
He passed away.
Yeah, that passed away. He was in
He's the voice on How I Met Your Mother and everything.
yeah, he was on America's Funniest Home Videos. Bob Saget.
Bob Saget.
He tells a story. He tells a story about Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy came to his club, did his set from Eddie Murphy Raw, and the first time he did it, it was alright. Then he came back the next night and destroyed, and then he went and filmed it, and then we have one of the classic stand-ups of all time.
Because Eddie Murphy had a crew of niggas, and Bob Saget was down with him too. And Eddie Murphy, Keenan Ivory, Robert Townsend,
Keenan Ivory Jr.
Yeah, he had a team of niggas, even though he was the nucleus, because that's the difference between Raw and Delirious. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he had some guys then, but Delirious, it was him, this young motherfucker, doing his thing, 18 years old, 21 years old, and then he do Raw, and
yeah, team
he
around.
done been through some shit. You got your crew. Oh, nigga, I like this. Throw that away. I like this. But it still gave you what Eddie Murphy would be on, like, you know, with the people that was coming up behind him. When you write jokes, do you worry about where you at now in life, or the future, or do you pull from the past? Like the way you write with your material.
All I can pull from is the past and what I'm going through currently. Like I said before, I don't write the jokes, I just tell them.
Right.
Because everything that I try to talk about is about my real life, because I'm not the only person that's going through what I'm going through. Like, you know what I'm saying, I got a joke about my diabetes. And, you know what I'm saying, when I tell that joke, when I talk about the medication I'm on and how it affected me, I get people in the crowd that's dealing with that, and they start cracking up. Right. And then they gravitate towards me because if I can make you laugh at what we're going through, then it don't have that same power on me. And then you feel like, yo, he understands what I'm going through and stuff like that. That's why it's always best to tell the truth and give people the real. Like I don't do no gimmicks. Like I don't have no like certain people you're like, oh man, that's your catchphrase, that's your gimmick. No, that's just something I'm saying then. Because 3 months from now I might feel a different way about it. Like I'm still use that joke. I'll still use that joke because it's still hidden out of town when I go out of town. But I'm on to some new shit. Like you have to even with rap music, people can see when you're not telling the truth, when you're being disingenuous.
So that everybody know the whole genre right now is a bunch of fake ass niggas.
Yeah.
Right.
It's fast food comedy. Because people are trying to appease everybody.
Action music.
Instead of just telling their truth. If you tell the truth, the people are going to gravitate toward that.
I do always tell a lot of the younger rappers, it's okay to be yourself, bro.
Yes.
It's okay to be the nigga that be going to school. Right about that shit. It's a bunch of motherfuckers that'll listen to that.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, rap music is entirely too expensive to tell the truth. Yeah. Like, you got to lie, because that's what the lies are selling. But with comedy, you can tell the truth. Because all you need is you and the mic. Like, when you do rap, the first person that get paid is the nigga that produced the track. Yeah. Like, you're trying to make money off the first person
and the writer.
The producer gets paid first.
And the writer.
The second person that gets paid, like, well, as a rapper, you should be the writer. Unless you're, at another level.
How that go.
Yeah. But the first person that gets paid is the nigga that made the beat.
Production. So when you go to production,
the next person that gets paid is the engineer. The nigga that records and mixes the track. Okay. The rapper is the last person that gets paid. Like then after that,
not if he wrote it.
If he wrote it, yeah, but you gotta put the song out first. Like you need the beat first. A nigga gotta record it.
You know you fucking over here fucking with Slaughterhouse Entertainment, don't you?
I know who I'm fucking with. You can't tell me nothing about this motherfucking rap game. What motherfucking nigga said before in the 10 Cracker Rabbits? You can't tell me nothing about this weed, this dope. You can't tell me nothing about the rap.
That's what I'm saying. Like you talking to the
But back then you was getting 8 cents per album. So that means you getting paid
still
last.
Getting
You're getting 8 cents per album.
You would still get 8 cents per album, depending on what your deal is.
Why do I get my 8 cent last though? You gave me 8 cents.
But with comedy, you eliminate all those people. It's you and a fucking microphone. That's it. You eliminate all of those people. That's why I switched over to rap. Nigga, rap was too fucking expensive. And then I can't even say what the fuck I want to talk about because that's not what's popular. Right. That's not what's getting
You're like the dope shit that you going through, which is life.
Exactly.
They don't want to hear that. They want
I can't get on a track and rap about. I can't get on a track and rap about being a full-time father to my son and my son live with me. Don't nobody want to hear
Get
that
the
shit.
fuck out of
Fuck out of here. They I'm trapping in. I'm fucking bitches. Getting hard.
Hey, nigga be like, get your molecular salam ass off the
Yeah,
floor.
exactly. That shit ain't gonna get no radio play.
They want action music.
Exactly.
Hey.
Time to pay some bills. Time to pay some bills, y'all.
Hey.
I got a taste for some greens. I want something different. I mean, some chicken from My Famous Kitchen when ain't no ingredients missing. Listen, I want a brisket. I like my cornbread this thick. Pick up the phone, come get this. They got the biggest sandwiches. Ha. Thank you, Jesus. Is that macaroni and cheese? Yup. Is that macaroni and cheese? Yup. Is that macaroni and cheese? Yup.
Our Famous Kitchen. All right, we got you.
What did you get us?
614-556-2174.
So what did they bring?
Famous Kitchen just dropped off.
They did just bring us food. I was talking shit.
Right. They're a little behind, but you know, traffic. I put it in traffic. We got we got winged in with the famous seasoning on it. We got fish on a stick. You feel me? Suede catfish.
Yeah.
You know,
Our Famous Kitchen, y'all. All
and
Famous
we
Kitchen.
got fried corn, the famous fried corn. You know, you gonna see, you like, what the fuck? But you like,
Hey, what's that address again?
614-556-2174.
My nigga gave the phone number. They just delivering. They ain't even got it.
Deliver and pick up, baby. That's it.
It's all good though.
Yeah.
We about to get to
Yo,
that.
life should be relaxing, but it's not. Sometimes you gotta create your own enjoyment with many different creme velour flavors, such as pomegranate mango, lemon haze, or berry beautiful. Relax. Kick your feet up and enjoy the taste. Creme velour, draped imperial grapes. Creme velour, my lord.
I like that though.
You noticed it too?
I like that.
I noticed. I said, I'm proud of this motherfucker right here.
Yeah.
I didn't hear no paper turn. And he gave me eye contact. I said,
Nigga, that's what I tell you. Like, nigga, I still got.
this nigga be on his way to work. Like, I'm a ground mango.
Because I be always having it written down. And the written down shit is in my other book. So I'm like, I'm hit these niggas. I told him I could do it without it, but you see I've been switching up the wines and shit, right? Because that's what be fucking me up.
Good wine shot with us. Good wine shot.
That's what be fucking me up with wine. Let's pop a bottle of wine, bro. You drink wine?
Taste it?
Yeah. Fucking pop that shit.
We out.
It's
We
out
out.
there.
I'm on it, I'm on it, I'm on the street
boy beats.
I'm on it,
Man, I told y'all niggas y'all ain't ready, man. We can't be stopped.
on the strip.
Slaughterhouse Entertainment.